Next topic. What's the next topic?
So mine is a multi-part topic, and as Tom said last week, there's no homework on the podcast, or maybe that was you, but there's homework.
Oh. Okay.
Not a lot of homework.
To swear word.
Do I have to take notes?
No
Will this
notes.
be on the test?
So first part of the question: what is something you've always wanted to do, but you haven't made the steps to do yet? Something that has always been sort of like, I'd love to do that, but I'm not working towards it at the moment. Like, I've always wanted to move to LA, or I've always wanted to learn how to fly a plane, or something along those lines. What's a goal you have that you haven't made any effort towards making happen?
Well, I guess I said the bathroom thing out loud, so that counts as making effort towards it. The Rick and Morty was in new detail, though, that I just decided today, so I guess I really haven't put any effort into that.
Yeah. Well, what's something you've always wanted to do?
Pick a real one, Matt. Actually write. My OAC's writer's craft independent project didn't get handed in. Like I experience complete and utter writer's block whenever I allow myself to recognize that an audience may actually perceive this. With the one caveat being when I was forced to actually write as part of a paycheck, it gets done. But I've never enjoyed it and never felt the sort of, wouldn't call myself a writer. I'm not going to go get the Gonzo tattoo tomorrow.
I've wanted that tattoo since I was a kid, but now I feel like as an adult it would be irresponsible for me to openly display my love for Hunter S. Thompson because of what a flawed human being he was.
If you are a Gonzo, I think you're allowed to. He doesn't get to own that, just like Lorne Michaels or Steve Carell don't get to own That's What She Said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels probably should, but Steve Carell. Did I say Steve Martin?
So
Steve Carell.
Okay.
yours, if I may sum it up, just to write more, like to be writing actively. I guess.
Well, I thought you wanted us to have some sort of accomplishment that if it's just
Like,
a thing I want to do more.
What's something you've all like in terms of writing? Like, what would you like to be writing? Like
Whatever, probably
journalistic?
Gonzo style lifestyle pieces. Me running around the globe,
Okay. Well,
half baked on rum, just yelling at strangers.
right on. Okay. So Tom, what's something that you've always wanted to do but you haven't really made the steps to do yet? Or it doesn't have to be like your ultimate goal. It could be something small.
If I'm not here next week, you guys know why. It's because Dylan fired me.
I have made steps recently towards my goal.
Doesn't count. Start over.
Something new. Something that something you're interested in. Like even if it's like read more. Like read a book you've always sort of left sitting on the shelf or
The Fountainhead. Weren't we all supposed to have read that by this week?
Really? Yeah. I looked at it again this week and I was no wait. I looked at Atlas Shrugged and I was like, we can't do it.
The Fountainhead's easy by comparison.
I'd like to work out regularly.
Okay.
And I've made that attempt multiple times and failed miserably.
Yeah, me too.
Get like two or 3 days in and be like, I don't have to do it, and then just never do it again.
That one's on my list too. Pat, what's something you've got on the
Someday, a big dream of mine. I hope someday that they do a trip through Virgin Galactic or something and go to space. That would be one of my biggest dreams.
Right on.
But I can't work towards that because it's not an option yet. But that would be so
will
cool.
be within
Could,
your lifetime.
Yeah, I
Tweet
think-
at Richard
yeah.
Branson every day.
I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, but
Get on his radar.
we'll get to how we make these things happen in a second. But
Yeah.
mine would be to write a screenplay.
Okay.
Something I've always wanted to do. Something I've started doing and done bits and pieces of and worked on
Well, why are you
pilots
allowed
and
to do one you've started, but I can't do one I've started?
No, it's something I've tried to do before, but I've never actually committed to doing it and actually made any steps towards actually wrining it.
Have you read any of his existing screenplays?
No, he won't show me.
Bertha starts unbuttoning.
When I say I've started, when I say I've started, I mean I'll get 2 pages done and I'll never go back to it ever again.
Oh, okay.
So I've never actually got one halfway finished and felt like I had a project actually coming together. So basically, what I want to do is just pick something that would only take a half hour to do that you could do in the next week that would kind of get you a step closer to actually doing that thing in the future. Like for Patrick, obviously you're not gonna book this trip.
Maybe I'll change mine. Maybe I'll say I want to go see every continent.
Yeah.
Isn't Elon Musk selling tickets to Mars already?
Maybe, but not ones that I can afford.
Why is he even charging for those?
I'd like to get one of his cars before I go to Mars.
Yeah, man. I was just talking to someone the other day about how I totally fetishize Tesla. I want one of those cars so badly.
Yeah. Well, he did it right by making them sexy cars. That's for sure.
Yeah,
They are gorgeous looking.
and they're affordable.
That would just
They're not.
turn
Yeah,
off.
they're not
Car
terrible.
full.
Like the sedans are anyway. The SE or are they called SEs? I can't remember.
I don't know.
If you get that one started, I'll go grab the cards.
This one also says card full.
Okay, you grab a seat. You guys discuss for a moment, and I'll go get the cards. 'Cause I know
Back on the camera.
What should we discuss?
Maybe
Talk about trying to figure out some steps you can take towards fulfilling your goals.
I need some sort of like waterproof or water resistant way of watching Rick and Morty.
Life proof.
Loofahs.
Get a life proof.
Yeah, lots of loofahs. Soaps and scented bath bombs.
I just got a new loofah, and I feel like, where have you been all my life?
I was getting teased for having a loofah.
I
Just in
love
case
it.
you were teasing me, it's like
No
that's a
way.
masculine thing. You can use.
Everybody has
doesn't have
skin,
to be
man.
feminine.
I don't
I
know
haven't
that
shared
it's
it
a
in
masculine
8 days.
thing, but what's wrong with being a feminine thing?
I mean, I played underwater hockey twice this week, but
That's
like,
true.
deliberate, like, willful showering, that hasn't happened in quite some time.
I heard a thing on CUC where there's actually a large group of people that don't bathe.
If you eat correctly, not that I eat correctly, and you are a relatively not greasy person, not that I'm that either. Bacon and all.
Or even like I guess like even I don't shampoo my hair. I have really curly hair, so when I shampoo it, it gets all dry and poofy. So after a certain amount of time, I guess the oils in your hair and in your skin and stuff start kind of doing the job for you. I do use.
That
a
is what
loofah.
they say. My hair goes, like when I first started
Yeah.
growing my hair out. Why are we talking about this? I used to be a total grease ball because I was trying to not shampoo the hair so that I wouldn't have to shampoo the hair all the time. That's had mixed results. I'm probably not supposed to have long hair.
Well, if you don't shampoo the hair and you don't want to, and you're not combing it, then you end up with dreads.
I was gonna say I kind of want to do cornrows at one point and just see what happens when it comes out.
Yeah.
Because I do get the like Joaquin Phoenix in Inherent Vice. Like I can tie strings in my hair if I leave my hair up overnight. It gets really curly.
Now, if I may, I'm going to get us back on topic.
All right.
What was the topic?
So,
It wasn't about me and my bathing habits?
I mean, if your goal is to bathe differently, then that works too.
Yeah,
This
well,
could be a
watching
fun
Tom,
television.
what could you do in the next week that would get you like a little bit closer to that goal of like being more active?
Well, no, it was like specifically working out, like
Yeah.
going to the
Oh,
gym.
going to the gym.
Like well, not even like going to a gym, but like weight training with the purpose of like working out, not just being active. Because if I wore a Fitbit, I bet you I would average between 20 and 30,000 steps a day,
Yeah.
just with work and then walking the dog, and like I'm plenty active, but I want to like specifically like take care of my body, like
Yeah.
stretch and do yoga and the gym and all of that sort of stuff. So the one thing that I can do that I've already started planning on doing was taking my bike to work. Now I got the new job, go in half hour, 45 minutes early, and just bike the trails,
That's a great idea.
and then
Yeah.
come back, like get a good sweat on, like go and bike the trails, or even go for a swim. Swim is probably a little bit iffy because I'm not the best swimmer, and it's the lake on your
Yeah.
toes and stuff. So I'll probably stick to the biking and maybe just go for a dip afterwards. But that's one thing. The other one is Jenna's really trying to get me into CrossFit. So
Have fun puking.
and having the money.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I think I might start with the biking thing. I already have a bike.
Kind of heard that. I've heard that that's maybe not the best thing for you either. CrossFit.
It
It's bad
depends.
on your joints. and
From what
stuff.
I've heard, from what I've seen, it's like
Muscle
you push
explosions.
as far as you like, as far as you want. So if your goal is to be the best there ever was, and you got to have the best times with the most weight, well then yeah, you're probably gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're just some guy that just like I just want to work out and this works out every muscle of my body or multiple muscle groups in my body, then
Yeah.
I think
You've got the right attitude. I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being really mean to you. Don't. This is just the manic upswing. What was I gonna say? You've got the right attitude. It's about lifestyle and approach, and about staying positive and knowing what you want to get from it. You could become really strong if that's what you want. But the difference between like the CrossFit approach of like doing it for a long time, and people who do that for a long time get really fit. But yeah, you can't go tomorrow and just be like, well, I'm in relatively good shape, so I'm going to do this CrossFit exercise with 30-pound weights. Because yeah, you're gonna freaking rip your shoulder out of the
Yeah,
socket. or
well,
something.
even the guys who are like the best there is, they still have limits, and like they got to that level, knowing what their limits are and pushing them respectfully, right? You're not gonna just go, today I can bench 220, so tomorrow I'm gonna do 320. Like, they're just not going
Does he mean
ridiculous.
pounds?
Ounces.
He meant baby seals. 320 baby seals tomorrow.
So anyways, that's
Baby.
Get on the bike,
that's what I'm gonna do. Getting on the bike.
Patrick.
Hack-a-picking
Well,
seals is
it's
probably good
spring
exercise.
spring cleaning. Maybe I could go through and sell some shit and then save that money.
Yeah.
Sock it under the mattress. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's
Now
like,
everybody knows where Pat keeps his money.
I mean,
and
What you got to get rid of? Anything good?
I don't know. I might have some cool shit to get rid of. Yeah.
You got
got
like some Magic the Gathering cards or anything?
all right, Matt. What can you do next week to get?
Why does the bathroom thing not count as a? I guess I should write something, but it's gonna be. I'm gonna spend some time thinking about that mental block and why it exists and what I might do. Allow myself, to. I've had great success, and this isn't answering your question, but lately, instead of just putting yourself under the obligation of like, okay, I have 4 hours tonight, so I'm going to edit video. I've told you guys this before, I think, but I haven't told the viewing audience at home. If you know that tomorrow is Monday and I need to get something done, or I'm going to work on an editing project, I think ahead of time. I prepare. What are those 6 hours going to be put toward? I get my brain working on it. I like to do that the night before because it opens up my subconscious to be working on problems that my conscious mind can't even worry about because it's asleep. It's busy having weird dreams about people with classic names. So yeah, I need to find a way to sort of like I had to do with my editing when I had to overcome some editing block when we got back into this. I need to find a way to allow myself to open up and just write. And that has existed in my brain much longer than any issues I've had with editing. I've been telling myself I wanted to be a writer since I was a little kid. Still have a little wooden box full of all this loose leaf that I scrawled these terrible weird stories on.
Can I throw a wrench in your plans? Not
No,
a
you
wrench.
can't
I
read
guess.
any of those stories.
No, that's the wrong phrase, I guess. But
You just want to throw something at me?
how about some help? Can I throw some help at you?
Oh,
Is this a
hell.
suggestion?
Yeah.
Go on and find some exercises, like some actual writing exercises that like people do to
That's
get through.
that's a good idea.
To get through writer's block. So what I do when I'm like with the band, I have a problem with my mix sounds this way. I'm like, well, this is not good. So then I go like, well, how do the pros do it? So then I start researching it, and then I find things I never even thought I was gonna find. And it gives me inspiration. Maybe not even what I was looking for, but it just gives me inspiration to okay, grab your guitar and make something. Just go do it, right?
There they are.
Zen and the Art of Writing. There's so many Zen and the Art of books.
Yeah,
Zen and
but
the-
this
Zen
is
and the Art
great.
of
This
Zen.
is actually just a collection of his essays, and one of them is Zen and the Art of Writing, and it's kind of tongue in cheek
So I
because of
can't
the
just read the
fad
last
with
page
Zen.
and. Oh, I see. Okay.
But
Why do people do that? Can
What?
we just talk about that? Why would anyone ever want to read the last page or the last chapter of a book and then start it?
I'm not sure. I can't. I'm
I
like
read the rest of
spoiler
the book.
phobic.
I did it! I got the last page.
At
I
a
don't know
very,
why people talk about it being so hard to get to the end of a book.
at a very young
Just
age.
flip right there. Takes 2 seconds.
This is gonna sound weird based on what I just said, but at a very young age, I figured out how to fake my way through having read a book,
Yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
and it's a weird thing. I used it to cheat my public school education. And I'll fully admit that I only cheated myself, but sorry, Miss Hegrates, I did not read Slugger Mike. I figured out what you wanted to hear about Slugger Mike, and maybe maybe you just let me slide on through. Thanks for not holding me back in grade 4.
She can't hold you back.
She could back then.
Oh, well,
Reggie
there you go.
MacArthur failed like 12 times. You better believe that. His dad's gonna kill me.
it would be fun to learn how to speed read too. Actually,
I've
That's-
thought about it
yeah.
a couple of times. That would be another goal I'd like to add to my list.
Speed reading?
Yeah.
I feel
Get
like that's a
faster at reading.
dubious claim. There are people who, I guess, what you're supposed to do, from what I remember,
skip
is
words.
Yeah.
we all. Oh, the tutorial I read was we all pronounce the words in her brain.
Yeah, you like you're saying it to yourself in your brain.
So the tutorial I watched on YouTube was he was encouraging you to actually start doing what people do when they first start to learn and go, for some 10 years now, I have, but then as you're doing that, try and talk faster, try and read faster, but the speaking out loud helps your brain process more quickly, because you still are, a lot of people are apparently, sounding the word out in their brain as they're reading, even though most of us learn pretty quickly. It's embarrassing to go,
Yeah,
well, we're still going.
yeah, you're not wrong. That's true.
So you just gotta do it out loud, do it fast, do it hard. But even then, I watched that tutorial and a bunch of other ones, and I watched a bunch of stuff about how it's all a crock, and there's no such thing as speed reading, and speed readers are just liars.
I totally I've never heard that before, but that's always been my assumption is that everyone's like, yeah, I read 1,000 books a year. I'm like, no, you don't. You're a liar. You.
And on that note, what?
To get my screenplay written, I guess I could just set a goal to get 5 pages of a treatment done this week and see what happens. Because what I find when I sit down, I always go, the idea is not good enough. You're never gonna get to an idea that's good enough if you don't just start writing things.
Yeah.
Write a bad one.
Yeah.
You still wrote something. You
Yeah.
may not sell that screenplay or ever show it to anyone, but you've got to write. Otherwise, you will never write because you're not just going to magically one day have a great idea. And if you do, you're not going to be good enough to write it.
Yeah, especially with
Yeah.
screenplay stuff. Like I remember having to do short stories in high school, and I can remember 3 of them specifically that I started. And as I got started, the character interaction I was building totally changed the story, and I just restarted the story over again based on that new character interaction,
Yeah.
and then started that. Then that became my new idea.
That's something that I struggled with all the time. I hit those moments every paragraph where I'm like, I should start over. And any professional writer will tell you, just write it to the end and then go back, and you're not gonna forget if it was a good enough idea. You're not gonna forget that character should actually start coming in earlier in the story, but you will if you start over again. You'll write yourself out and you'll hit a wall again. And if you keep doing that every time you hit those points, then you're just gonna you'll eventually hit page 10. You'll be like, I've written 100 pages and I'm at page 10.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, editing is death or editing is murder. I think it's editing is death from The Naked Lunch. I didn't actually read the book.
Yeah, I got about two chapters into that book. I was like, wow, this is. I've heard so much about people tearing their paper-thin skin open with heroin needles. I think I'm done reading this now.
Interesting movie though, with the weird bug anus thing. And
They made that into a movie?
oh god, yeah, the movie's great
Oh.
and horrific.
Who's in that movie?
The dude who's in Screamers and RoboCop. Flip that. I think it's a Cronenberg movie.
I can believe that.
It's
Body
got-
horror is kind of his
Yeah,
thing.
I'm pretty positive it is. We'll have to fact check that. I'm not doing it. You do it.
There'll be a thing that'll come up in front of your face that says Matt was horribly wrong or Matt was absolutely correct. But I can't make any promises as to which one it'll be until I do the research.
Oh, I'm gonna One Punch Man you tonight. That sounded weirdly sexual.
So just
Don't get hung up on the fact that the idea is bad, because the idea isn't even really yours. Everybody talks about their ideas, but ideas are just these things that seem to happen in our mind, and they don't happen they happen independently, but they don't happen, even contiguously. How many people grew up and it's like, oh, I have this great idea for a new way to tie my shoes, and then your mom says, no, that's Velcro, honey. They've been doing that for a long time. What you own, literally and legally, is the expression of that idea.
Yeah.
So how you express the idea is what may make it good, says the guy who can't write.
So I'm gonna write 5 pages this week. You're gonna get on your bike.
a bicycle.
You're gonna save up some money.
Sell some stuff.
And
Sell
you're
some
gonna
Downloading all the Rick and Morty's online.
I was gonna say, you're gonna battle your personal demons.
Oh.
Which is literally what I have to do to get even 1 page done. So I'm just not including that in my, because I may not get those 5 pages done. I may literally sit in front of a laptop and hate myself for 2 hours. But that's still a success. The whole point of why I wanted to do this is just if you sit down and you try and do that thing, you're still
One step
making
closer.
progress. Even if
Yeah.
you get 2 words on the page, you go, this sucks. Maybe you're not meant to be a writer. That's my feeling every time I sit down. I'm like, if I never get around to writing it, I don't ever have to feel bad because at least I sat down and tried a few times. And if I never do it, then I was never meant to be a writer. It's not some missed great potential that I had. Clearly, I didn't have the potential, or it would have gotten done, right? Like, and
Not yours.
that's like, shut up!
2 for Flynn.
Think more of yourself. But yeah, that was my my thing for last week. But I figured last
Yeah,
week.
that was a good topic, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
I think-
Well, do we want to?
Since that one's done, should we just call her a day?
Well, it's finally not done, but okay.
All right.
Get back in the frame here.
Wait.
and Wave like a big happy
Any
family.
And we're done.
new idea for how we end this? Closing comments?
Doot doot loot doot.
Should we have a song that we all sing together?
All the words that you don't want me to say.
You go.
List
Sex
them off
with
right
Marie.
Oh, I'm gonna
Thanks for tuning in, folks. This has been the Cahootscast.
Might have just ruined the rest of my life.
Oh, hold on.
That's an exaggeration.
Oh,
Never mind. Bye.
totally done.